This is a story about a dude named Lane. He moved to the mainland and bought one place to stay. And then one day he went, tried to rent them out. And then he became one real investor man.
Hey guys, Lane here with the Simple Passive Cash Flow Podcast. Make sure you guys leave a review, it really helps out the show. Today's topic is a little bit about mindset, and hopefully it'll give you guys a little paradigm shift. If you guys are familiar with the old caste system, where people were split up in ranks to keep the lower class people from rising up and keeping those in power where they were, today, money and mindset is the real separator of the masses. When I first got started in real estate investing, I was lucky enough to have a good job and was able to skip right over the wholesaling, bird dogging rules and go right into buying buy and hold rentals. Little did I know that I just vaulted over 80% of my local RIA members who had little money and not making any deals. To be in that 80% group of all the wholesalers and bird doggers was a terrible place to be because there are endless books and seminars and training for these strategies. And not to mention, the competition in this field was fierce. Imagine the start of a triathlon as the athletes line up to get into the first stage of competition, which is the swim. Even the best athletes struggle to distance themselves from the pack as the pack sort of pulls and sabotages those who try to distance themselves. As I was purchasing rental after rental, I discovered that there was still a moderate level of competition because the barrier to entry was relatively low for someone to buy a single-family home. They just needed about $20,000 to $70,000 for a down payment. I was only fighting with 20% of the room, like I said, but there were still a lot of Dicks, Janes, and Harrys who were unsophisticated and had the zero-sum scarcity mindset, and not to mention bidding my damn property up. I admit that due to the culture, I held my deals close to my chest because I saw little need to partner and collaborate or even build synergies with other investors. I admit for about 4 years, I played Kiyosaki's cash flow game by starting out with the small deals instead of collaborating with people and going after the big deals right out the gate because I thought that I had to do all this on my own and I thought the other people were my competition. Heck, that's why that game took so long to finish and it was pretty boring. After building a good single-family home portfolio, and more importantly a livable passive cash flow base, I turned my attention to apartments because of this theory of why the view is best from the top. In my experience, the people who do this are the 1% who have at least $50,000 to play ball and exhibit collaborative and abundance mindset qualities. This is truly how the game should be played. If you ever got to the top of the hiking trail, notice how much nicer the view is and how much less people there is when you just first started. Also how much less the wait for the restroom is. Other good reading is from Tim Ferriss, where he says, and I quote, "It's lonely at the top. 99% of the world is convinced that they are incapable of achieving great things, so they aim for the mediocre middle ground. The level of competition is thus fiercest for realistic goals, paradoxically, making them the most time and energy consuming. It is easier to raise $10 million than it is for $1 million. It is easier to pick up the one perfect 10 in the bar than the 5 8s. Today's simple passive cash flow action plan is to first identify how you are navigating your relationships with other people in the real estate community. Second, when you network, do you use an abundance mindset or are you all about the quid pro quo? If it is, you need to change that. Third, connect at least one person in your network and someone you know can help out. For example, "Hey Bob, this is Jerry. Jerry's a great inspector that helped me on my last property. You should talk to Jerry because he can teach you a lot about electrical panels on that 1975 property you were looking at." Alright guys, well we'll see you guys next time. Bye. This website offers very general information concerning real estate for investment purposes. Every investor's situation is unique. Always seek the services of licensed third-party appraisers and inspectors to verify the value and condition of any property you intend to purchase. Use the services of professional title and escrow companies and licensed tax, investment, and or legal advisor before relying on any information contained herein. Information is not guaranteed, as in every investment there is risk. The content found here is just my opinion, and things change, and I reserve the right to change my mind. Above all else, do your own analysis and think for yourself because in the end, you are the only person who is going to look out for your best interests.